Hey everybody, welcome to Welch's Math class. We are in Module 6 and we're talking about percentages now. And we're going to spend a little bit of time in this particular session talking about how to change a percent number to a fraction. And so I've got you some notes right here that you can grab hold of. If you want to pause the video and get those, essentially when we're converting percent to fraction, first we drop the percent symbol and simply put the number over 100. Put the number over 100, making it a fraction form, and then we want to simplify that fraction. The difficult part is certainly simplifying the fraction. So we're going to do a few examples and take a look at that. So let's start off with something as simple as 17%. To change that percent, 17% to a fraction, we're simply going to drop the percent symbol, take the number 17 and put it over 100. Now, of course, we can't simplify that. That's already simplified, set to go. All right, let's take another example, 24%. If we take 24%, we'll drop the percent, as we did before, put the number over 100, like so. Now, we've got to do a little extra work here. We've got to simplify this fraction, thinking about what might go into 24 that also goes into 100. I say 4. Let's divide the top and bottom both by 4, and we'll get 6 over 25. 6 over 25. So 24% as a fraction in simplest form is 6 over 25. We will have another example that can be a little bit more tricky, a little tougher. If we have something like 42.5%. Now we've got a decimal mixed into our percent. So we want to do exactly what we did before. We want to drop the percent symbol, put the number over 100. Now, when we drop that percent symbol, by the way, the word percent means out of 100 or per 100. So by dropping the percent symbol, we're just simply saying per 100 right here. So we're kind of falling into the definition of what a percent is. Now, we've got our fraction. At this point, we need to simplify the fraction. All right. Now, we know we cannot have a decimal within the fraction. We also know that we can clear the decimal out of this fraction a couple different ways. Remembering that whatever I do to the top of the fraction is fine, as long as I do the same thing to the bottom of the fraction. It's kind of the golden rule of fractions, really, when you get down to it. Whatever you do to the top is fine, as long as you do the same thing to the bottom. Noticing this decimal, it goes out to the tenths. So if I were to multiply the top by 10, that would knock out the decimal, and multiply the bottom by 10, that would also knock out the decimal. A simpler way, though, a little quicker, is to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to move the decimal in this 42.5. I'm going to move it right down here to the end, and then I'm going to take the decimal that's in the 100. Now, every number has a decimal, remember? Even if it doesn't show, the decimal for a number is right at the end of the number. So since I moved the decimal into 42.5, one place to the right, I'm going to match that in the bottom, doing the same thing, and have to add a 0. So at that point, I've got 425 over 1,000. 425 over 1,000. All right, now we've got a little bit of work to do to simplify that. I know that 25 will go into both of these. This number ends in 25. This number ends in 00. So I'm going to start out with my anti-calculator. And I'm going to, first of all, do 425 divided by 25. And that's going to give me 17. So if I divide this by 25, and divide this by 25, I know the top is going to be 17. Now 1,000 divided by 25, I'm pretty sure, in fact I'm absolutely sure that's 40, and so we've reduced this down from 42.5% and set it up into a fraction, the fraction being 17 over 40 is the equivalent fraction for the percent that's listed. I hope that's helpful to you. I want you to go back to your practice problem now and use your similar exercise function and do several examples of this to practice your way through this to make sure you're very confident in converting a percent to a fraction. And I will see you next time.